Hello and welcome back to If Animals Could Talk. My name is Juliette Lozon and I'm here with Susan Duren, Animal Communicator. If you missed our show last time, I wanted to give you the benefit of a brief explanation of what we do here. Susan, could you tell the audience, our viewers, a little bit about what an animal communicator does?
Sure,
just
Juliette.
briefly.
Well, I'm what you call an empath, and when I tune into an animal, I feel what they feel. So, for instance, if you had a dog and say your dog's leg hurt, my leg would hurt. If it had an upset stomach, I would have an upset stomach. So that's one of the aspects of what I do. But I also get emotional information on them. So if they're misbehaving or acting out and it isn't physical, I can find out what emotional state they're in and what's causing, their behavioral problem.
That's terrific. So that should be helpful for folks that want to call in or send information in about their animals. Actually, not information, but pictures and their names, so that you could perhaps do a reading about their animals. So.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I usually do. For clients that'll call, I ask them to send me a picture of their beloved animal, their name, the animal's name, and then the owner's name, and that's all the information I have to work from.
Right, okay. And you have notes here, I noticed, with you today.
Yes.
Tell us why you have these notes and how that comes about.
Well, what happens is there'll be 5 guests on the show today, and so I was sent 5 pictures, 5 human names, and 5 animal names.
Okay.
And from just the picture and those names, I've accumulated all this information.
So you haven't met these animals?
Oh, no,
You've
I
only
haven't met
seen
any
pictures.
of them, no.
Okay,
No,
okay. But we're going to
absolutely
meet
not.
them here today in the
Yes.
studio. We have a very exciting show scheduled for today, so thank you for joining us. We're going to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, we'll have our first guest, so stay tuned.
I have a little treat in my hand, that's why she's...
Oh, good. That's perfect.
Susan, have you met Freckles before?
No, I haven't. This
haven't.
is my first time
Okay.
meeting her. And so I'm going to give you what I've got on your dog here. First of all, I get she's very connected to you, and she refers to you as Mom.
She is very connected, yes.
And she's also a very sensitive girl, extremely sensitive. And what I picked up is if there's any loud talking in the house, if someone were to shout or just raise their voice, I feel her kind of shuddering all over, and it's part of her sensitivity. She's a very gentle spirit, and she doesn't like loud people or loud things like that.
No, you're right. As a matter of fact, when people are yelling in the house, which doesn't happen too often, no, she'll hide under a table or a bed, and really, it's very disturbing to her.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I have to ask you, do you talk baby talk to her? And what I mean by that, I know everybody does this, but I can just hear, you're my little baby. She loves this. She truly loves this. And for anyone to do that to her is
Yes, well, actually, I think we all do it. She's the baby of the house.
Very
she's a
brave of you to
sweetheart.
admit on television, but
Sit.
She's got a lot of pent-up energy inside, and exercise is good, but not a lot of exercise, but like a nice walk.
She loves her walks.
Absolutely.
She walks in the woods, and that's really, I think, her happiest time.
Absolutely. And she gets a lot of that nervous energy, that pent-up energy will come out of her. Now, I get her as quite healthy. We've already addressed the exercise, which I just felt the long walks would be great for her. Her food is great. I tune into nutrition and everything, and whatever you're giving her is appropriate for her.
Yeah, she's only on dry food, so
Okay.
that's probably a good thing.
Now, do you have any questions? You can ask me things at this point.
Well, she is. What's interesting about Freckles, she's a very gentle dog, and yet when men come to the door, she, barks, not ferociously, but she is definitely barking and protecting the house. When women come to the door, she just wags her tail.
so what's the confusion?
So what's the difference there?
That's very common. The male is the dominant of the species. It goes the same with animals. The male would be the intruder. They're all like that. I find in my practice that all dogs will do that, especially the females. She's got, that mother quality, so she won't let anyone. Oh, you know what I forgot to ask you? Does she ever tear up any shoes or anything? Or if she gets nervous, does she shred something?
Well, she doesn't shred something, but when she's playing with the boys,
Okay.
she will run and grab a shoe, anyone's shoe,
Oh, all right.
and bring it under the dining room table and sit there with it.
Okay.
So that's her.
I had to ask
She
you-
does grab a shoe and she'll go for anyone's shoe and bring it under the table.
That's interesting. I feel like it's like a pacifier type thing. It's kind of funny what she does with it. But I could see sneakers or some kind of a shoe.
And we're always taking a shoe away from her. It is, and she will bring it. She'll hide it under the dining room table, which is where she normally hides things. When she's not supposed to have something, she will bring it under the dining room table, thinking that nobody can find her there.
No, she is a sweet girl, though. I mean, there's no issues with her health. You take really good care of her, and she's very happy.
Oh,
and she's
that's
very
nice.
loved.
She's very timid around other animals, other dogs. So I don't, I think that's just probably her personality.
That's absolutely, just as humans, some people are shy, some are outgoing. It works the same in the animal kingdom, and she's very beautiful.
Very sweet.
Look at her. Hey, and she loves her mom.
Look at her transfixed.
No, she just won't take her eyes off of mom. With her?
Not really. She,
Okay.
she does seem like a very happy dog, and I think she is very happy.
Yes, she
Where
is.
she lives, she won't roam. She never roams, and you put her out, and within 5 minutes or less than that, she's scratching at the door to get back in the house. So she really does. She's very connected with the family, and
Well, a special thanks to Tricia Traveline and her wonderful pet, Freckles. Thanks very much for coming into the studio. And before we welcome our next guest onto the show, Susan, wanted to ask you a few more questions just to get to know you better and what you do. I was wondering, can you give us an example of an animal that has been very communicative? We're going to have several animals on the show today, and some are more energetic than others. Do you have examples of animals that have been very vivacious or some that have been very quiet?
Absolutely. I met actually a small little parrot, probably this big, who went on incessantly and told me many things about its owners. I was amazed. Not all animals do that.
You sort of picture a parrot to be a little bit chatty, though, don't you?
Exactly. But she was just this tiny little thing, and she told me very detailed information. She found it necessary that her owners knew. She knew a lot of things about them. It was quite amazing. And every interview with an animal is great, as far as I'm concerned, but some are very chatty. Some it's like pulling teeth.
And it's not by breed, is it? Or is it specific
No.
animals
No, it isn't.
within a breed?
It doesn't seem to matter whether it's a dog, cat, horse. It's just like a human. Some aren't chatty, some are very private.
So you could have a very chatty snake and a snake that just wants to, okay, just leave me alone.
I met some animals, like I went to a llama farm once, and that was kind of interesting. They really wanted no part of me.
Really?
But their lives, they're herd animals. They breed, they eat, they don't want the intercommunication with humans. It's just not necessary for them. Yet I'll meet a horse that, there's one of my clients who is a show horse, and he gives me so many detailed facts on his owners that it's kind of scary sometimes. It's, and I'll call her up and I'll tell her this, and she'll be, oh my God.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, and it's interesting you should say that, one one breed versus another would be, you'd think like cognitively, one breed might be more intelligent and therefore be more talkative, but you seem to think that's not the case.
No, what I do find, it's the interrelationship between the human and the animal. If there's a lot going on there.
Like stimulus from
Yes.
the owner?
Yes, if there's a loving relationship going back and forth, the animal talks to, say the owner talks a lot to the animal or brings them with them all the time. There's a lot more interaction. They have a lot more to say.
Seems to make sense.
It really does.
Which, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
that's
which
all right.
leads to my next question. Why do some animals then, do you think that they would tend to misbehave more over time? Do you see anything like that?
Well, what
What
finding...
makes them misbehave?
Misbehave, all right. Say you had a dog for like 10 years, and then all of a sudden it started destroying something or licking its feet incessantly, pulling its fur out.
Right.
There's something going on in the house that has created this, whether what you just have to figure out is it inside the dog physically, or is there a change in the house? Like, I will find that someone that's owned an animal for quite a while and they bring another human in, there could be an upset there. You know, it depends on the animal, how they just take this new information. If it's physical, and it's really funny, most people are visual.
Yeah.
So they'll look at their dog, and if my dog looks fine, I'm not taking it to the vet. This animal could have indigestion, could have nausea all the time. And again, if it's not dragging itself around,
They wouldn't know.
people won't know because they're very visual. They want to see, oh, the animal's in pain. And that's not always the case.
How would you encourage folks at home to get to know their pets better? How could they learn how to communicate better with their pet?
Well, it's funny you ask that because I actually teach that at a college in my hometown.
Well, there you go.
Yes, and it's an animal communication workshop that I have. And basically, I teach them how the animal processes information, and then you deal with the animal on its own level. For
instance?
For instance, okay. Everything that you say creates pictures in your mind. The animals see the pictures. It's really simple. So if they're focused on you, and they don't have to be staring at you, but if they're just thinking about you or focused on you, if you have a thought, you know, your dog's laying on the floor, sound asleep, and you're sitting there, gee, I gotta run out for milk. I've got to go out. The minute you say that, the minute you have that thought, a series of pictures go through your mind, from getting up from the chair, grabbing your keys, your jacket, getting in the car, going to the store, and coming back. They see your pictures. That's why you
So they
can't
know
lie.
you're going to leave.
Yes, and you
then they
can't
go
lie
nuts.
to them. It's like saying to your dog, oh yeah, we're going for a ride, we're going to the beach, but you're really going to the vet. You're busted. Because they see veterinarian.
Now, how could you tie those two together? So training and communication. So you have an animal that misbehaves, and you want to learn to communicate better. How could you maybe take that animal that's started to misbehave and bring some communication into it and improve the situation?
Well, first of all, the behavior has to be diagnosed, what is going on. If it's physical, they have to go to the vet. I'm not a veterinarian, and I'd be the first one to tell my clients, you know, this is a physical problem here. You've got to go and have some tests
And
done.
that's important to say because a lot of times people don't know what's going wrong with their animal if
Exactly.
they're not well, and they're just desperate for an answer, and they probably come to you all the time, I would imagine.
Well, I had a client call me the other day, and she had been 5 times to the vet with her cat, and they can't find anything wrong with it. And she says, my cat's ripping its fur out. So when I tuned into the animal, I said, there's another animal, a large animal in the house. It almost looks like a dog to me, but I think it's a cat. It's bullying this cat.
I see.
And it was going spastic. It can't say to you, listen, you got to make them, you know, what can it say?
Right. And you can't say, well, put your pet on antibiotics.
No. Well, they had this cat on tranquilizers, God knows what they were doing to it, and it all came down. When she wasn't home, the other cat would stalk this cat.
Oh.
And when she finally caught the behavior, and there's things you can do with the other cat
So
to
then
change
you
the
can,
behavior.
You
Yes.
can put a remedy in there
Yes.
that is something that you can achieve.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's very good. Sort of along another line, how do you think an animal can sense danger?
First of all, they can pick up fear in you. You know, like there's an old saying, animals can smell fear. Don't show the fear because they can smell it. They can, and you can't hide it. They can tune into you. They're fine-tuned machines. They're incredible creatures. They can sense weather changes. Anything in the atmosphere, they'll pick up on it. And they can do that with humans. It's, I mean, some people will come into my house and my cat will come right out and run up to some. Others, she'll gone. And it's, some of them
Are they the
aren't-
bad people?
Well, no, some of them have negative attitudes. Some don't like animals.
Disinterested in cats.
Exactly. She knows. And then she knows the ones who are sweet and want to touch her, and she'll come right out. Dogs do the same thing. A dog will, you know, you can walk in the house and they'll look at you and study you, and right away they know if you're up to something. You cannot hide
Do you
your
ever
intentions.
find that some people that come to the home, the ones that don't like dogs, those are the ones that the dogs always go to? I just have always found that.
Well, you know, sometimes people that don't like to touch or be touched don't like animals. They may have, you know, in their childhood, maybe they didn't have a loving home. The animal could be coming into your life to show you you can love me, it's okay. Because many people who don't trust humans
Yeah.
will have a bond with an animal.
Yeah, it's interesting because animals seem to gravitate to those people.
Well, I believe they've all been sent here. They're like teachers for us. They teach us many things. They're our companions. They bring us love. You know, the interchange with emotions is incredible with them.
I have another question. I love this question. Do you think that there is a difference between the way a puppy will communicate to you versus, say, an older dog? Are they immature in the way that they speak with you?
Trying to keep their attention, it's like with a 2-year-old. It really is very similar to children. With a puppy, if you just took a puppy into your home, there is no history there. Say your puppy's 4 months old and you call me in. I can tune into the animal and tell you if it's healthy. But then what I can do is, I can tell you what to expect down the road. Is it going to be destructive? Why would it be destructive? Well, if it's a very hyper animal, you're going to have to adapt to it. You're going to have to give it more exercise, more toys. If you have that information up front, think of how easy it would make it for you.
That's a good point.
Many people will call me and ask me, what's a good breed for them? Because according to your lifestyle, you know, if you live in a small apartment, you shouldn't have a Jack Russell. They're going to shred it. You know, there's another animal out there that would be very well suited for you.
See that?
So,
This is how the viewers can really help. You can help them.
absolutely.
When we come back, we'll have more. Welcome back, and we have another special guest in the studio today, a wonderful breed, if you ask me. Please welcome Liza, the Weimaraner, and Michelle. Hi, Liza.
Hi, Michelle.
Cute.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Michelle and Juliet. I have your dog slobber on my hand. I apologize.
I'm going to give you this microphone, and could you hold it by the black part? There you
Oh,
go.
looks like Liza has found the bones. May
Liza.
we give her one?
Okay.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
1 or 10, she
There you
thinks.
go, sweetie. She's very smart. She's scoped out the food, and she's all set now.
Now, let me, just for our viewers, you have not met this dog before.
No, I have
You've
not.
done a reading on her.
Yes.
Which is, just once again,
Okay,
you have these notes.
I was given a picture and her owner's name, and that's all the information I have.
Okay.
So the first thing I get on Liza is that she's a dog. She's I would say she's kind of emotionally needy. She needs to be around people, and she needs to be around them a lot. If she could have someone with her 24/7, she would be very happy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's the way she is. Some dogs like being with other dogs, not Liza. She wants to be with humans all the time. Now, let me see. When I had tuned into her, I got her as full of nervous energy, and I felt like she needs a lot of exercise. I would walk this dog an hour a day, minimum. I don't know if she gets to have that, but she's just, like when I tune into her, this is what I feel like inside. I want to run, 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 run. So it just tells me she's got all the, and now looking at her, Weimaraner is a very much energetic animal. So now I can understand what I was receiving there. Now I have to ask you, do people give her a lot of table food?
No, we can't. She has a very sensitive stomach.
Is anyone giving her table food? Because
Well,
I
I
feel
have 3 children, so anything can happen.
okay. I feel like she's, well, I wrote that right there. She's getting too much table food, so
She's
I don't
looking
know.
at the table and the food. So
I don't know if the kids are sneaking her food or what it is, but that might have to do with her stomach. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's interesting. We
Now-
just had guests last night to dinner. I don't know when you did the reading, but one of the
Last
guests was
night.
feeding her.
Okay, I did it last
And I was
night.
like, you can't feed her table food. It was
Okay.
bread, but still, I said, you can't do that. So
And
it's
I was
interesting.
probably tuning into her about 6 or 7 last night.
That's exactly when we were having a conversation.
Interesting.
That is funny.
Interesting. Now, what I get, I know you have children, and what I get is she feels really safe with you, but she doesn't feel safe with the children. It's almost like she has a little fear of them, maybe because they're not adults. I don't know if she's afraid that they're going to do something to her, but her connection is you. You're like mom.
Well, you answered about, I mean, I'll definitely exercise her more. We usually do take her out in the morning at least for an hour, but I haven't been doing it recently in the past month.
That could be why all this is
So,
building up inside.
Right.
which is normal, but she just,
Good girl.
this kind of dog needs at least an hour a day of good, I mean, if she was with a jogger, she'd have a ball, you know.
So do you have any suggestions for me as far as the children go, or is that like, do you
No,
see
that's just
that
her. As
often
they get
with
older,
dogs?
she's just insecure, and she trusts you. She knows you're the adult, but she doesn't know what they're going to do. Or what are they going to do to me? You know, what are they all about? You know,
Because she's always been very, not passive, but she's always been very gentle with them. Because I've had her when I had my first child, who was 5.5, and then the other two were, you know, I had them as, you know, through pregnancies
Sure.
with her. So she's seen them as infants, and she's always been very gentle.
Oh, absolutely. It's not that she doesn't like them. She's afraid of them sometimes. I don't know if they get loud, move around quickly, throw, you know, kids throw things.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is, but
She's just going crazy because of the food.
Oh,
she's like
yes.
obsessed.
She's
usually
obsessed with
very
food.
calm when
Hi.
she's.
all I could, when I first tuned into her, all I kept going was, okay, where's the food? Where's the food? It was
I think
kind of
we're
interesting.
feeding her enough too. I hope we're feeding her enough.
Well, I'm glad she's in good health. She looks good.
You would never feed her enough. She, no, in the table food was very funny. I could see people feeding her from the table, and when I tuned in,
That's amazing
yeah,
that
that was
happened
interesting.
and that.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing her on. Do you have any other questions?
No, I really don't.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back again. Instead of having a pet in the studio this time, we're going to do a reading, or rather Susan's going to do the reading, I'm not going to, on Adam's pets here. We have Isabel and Milo, and I think a picture should be coming up on screen now if you take a look at that. And you have not met these cats. Again, I wanted to reiterate that.
No.
But why don't you talk a little bit about what you saw when you did the reading?
Okay, Adam, the first cat that I tuned into was your Milo. He's the black cat, and I feel like that he has digestion problems. And I also felt like that hairballs are a plague with him. I don't know if anybody gives him that stuff that you can put on the roof of their mouth that helps him digest them, but I feel like he can't clear them out of his throat. He has a problem with that. So I just made a note that he needs that stuff for the hairballs. And I also, when I tuned into him, I had some teeth start hurting me, so I'll address those. I got the bottom left halfway to the back, one of the molars. It felt like it feels like a toothache. And then front left, up front, I think they call that the canine tooth. It's the biggest one there. That one started bothering me. So I just feel like that that he should have his teeth checked. Okay. And I also get he's got some really good hunting skills. I don't know if he gets to go out, but he's a hunter to me.
No, they're indoor cats.
Okay.
But they have been known to bring some mice up from the basement and
Okay.
show them off.
Oh yeah, well he's quite the hunter. Now I asked him how he feels about the other cat in the house, who is Isabella. And I feel, you know, he shows me that they play together, but he tells me Isabella is in charge. And there's no doubt, she's like the princess. I want to call her a princess cat. He tells me he is afraid of her and that he doesn't, you know, he'll play with her, but he won't screw with her to a certain point because she's tough. And I also could see her washing him. I felt like she grooms him, or so does.
They actually do groom each other.
Oh, cool.
Is
That's
that like a submissive thing? What is that? Do you know?
Well, she's mom. She's in charge. If she were human, she'd be running the house. This cat, it's her personality. She's the more dominant, you know, and he would step back to her. Milo tells me she can be moody sometimes. So that's the way he looks at things. His bond, he has a great bond with Alice, who I believe is your mother, and he likes to watch you. Do you build things at home, or what do you do at home? Do you have a shop or something? You're doing things at home?
I work on my computer a lot, and he'll come and he'll sit right on my desk and watch what I'm doing.
Okay, because I didn't know what you were doing. I couldn't tell what it was, but I could just see you doing things, and he loves to watch you do this. He tells me you're very intelligent and you're going to be good with kids. With Isabella, she loves canned food. Does she get canned food? Do you know?
They don't. They have dried food.
Well, she wants canned food. He wants dry. He'll eat the dry food. She wants the canned food. Her teeth are okay. She's fine, and she tells me straight out, "I'm Alice's favorite." So that would be your mom, right?
Yes.
She tells me that, you know, oh yeah, I'm Alice's favorite. She's really nice. She seems to like everyone. Let me see. Now, you have a sister. This was really, really interesting. He has a sister by the name of Erica, and she tells me that should go into the medical field. She can feel this in her, that she's got a healing ability about her, and it came through very clear.
This is your sister.
Yes.
Which I thought was interesting. So,
What does your sister do?
Well, she's in school, and it's kind of interesting. She doesn't know what she wants to do yet.
Oh, okay. What's she in school for?
Right now, she's just I guess it's exploratory type
see,
major.
she's got nursing, something about nursing qualities, and Isabella just tells me, you know, she's a healer. She go to medical school. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, do you have, and about you having children, you be good with kids? No?
I haven't thought about that.
Okay. But I don't know if you get to work with children or not, but I guess Milo feels like you'd be really good with them.
I do occasionally do some stuff with them. I have workshops here at the station.
great.
I work with them. I was in scouting and that type of stuff. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, do you have any questions about the cats?
Questions? No. No.
I think it was
Okay.
really important, though, that you raised the issue of dental care, because I think a lot of people sort of neglect that fact that pets do need dental care. They get toothaches too, and you can really take
Absolutely.
significant years off the life of a pet if you don't see to that. Doesn't it cause problems in their stomach? And
Well, it's like a human. If you get an infection, it can go into your liver, it can go elsewhere and cause a
Needless
series
to
of
say,
problems.
it's painful.
And now Isabella, when I tuned into her, I felt fine. There was no pain anywhere. Yet, if I'd go back to him, it would start really aching again. So he's got but he might have cavities, you know. So, you know, you can just, whoever has the care of them, maybe they could just have his teeth checked out, and that would help him out. Okay?
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan.
Adam, thank you, and thanks for sending in these pictures. That's
Beautiful
terrific.
cats.
See,
Oh,
so you don't
give
have to
these
be
back
here in
to
the
you.
studio. You can send a picture in of your pet, and Susan can do the reading. You don't even have to be here, but do send in your correspondence. We'd be happy to look at that.
Absolutely.
So I know that what we're going to do is provide some information to our viewers if they're interested in sending in a picture. It should be coming up on your screen now. Copy that down and send us in a picture with your family name and all the members of the household, their names, and hopefully we can get you on the show in one way or another.
Great.
So once again, thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you again on If Animals Could Talk.